You know, tonight I don't want to really preach a sermon per se because this is kind of a historic step for us, a little tiny step in the great scheme of what God is doing in Atlanta and in the world. And we understand that we're just a little tiny part of God's story. And we're not sure what kind of church it's going to be other than this. We know we want to live in 4 statements. And the 4 statements that we're living around is that we want to be a church that is for God, number 1. A church that is for people. We want to be for the city, and we are a church for the world. We're never going to allow ourselves to settle down into our little Atlanta cocoon, but we are constantly going to be asking God to push our hearts out where His heart is, and that's to every single person on this planet. And we know the church is the agent of change and the best hope for change in the lives of people all around the world, and we want to be a part of God's global adventure. It's not about God existing to orbit around my life, but it's about me existing to orbit around God's life. It's not about what God can do for me. It's that God chose to do something amazing for me to awaken me to live a life for Him. That's what God wants us to be about. That somehow collectively we comprehend how high and how wide and how long and how deep this amazing love of God is. And in the process of us corporately journeying together in this great love of God, we become filled up to all the fullness of God. We're not just sort of limping our way through life, but we're becoming empowered by the fullness of the life of Christ. Now that is awesome. It's like, that's what I came to church for right there. That I could get some of the love of God, that I could get restored, that I could get healed, that I get my life put back together again. We want to be a kind of church where people know that they are deeply loved by the most beautiful one who's ever been. And that they receive that love that He offered them through Jesus Christ. And that when they do, that love would not just be a reservoir, but that His love would bleed through us.